Hello everyone. I'm going to be making a quick video on the review. I know for my class we were able to get through a little bit more than half of the review, but for those who I wasn't able to, here's the review for it, okay? So the first one, which expression is equivalent to radical 108? So they want you to simplify this, but really, like I always say, Desmos is your bestie. Like Desmos will do this for you. So go ahead and put start practice. Click on your keyboard, radical 108, and then type in the answer choices and see which one is the same, because the word equivalent means the same, right? So we want to see which one gives us the same decimals. And lucky for me, A gave me the same decimals, so my answer is A for this one. All right, moving on. So this one, they want you to divide polynomials using long division. So they already did it for you. I'm gonna kind of explain what they did here. Wonder if I can write on this. I don't think I can write on this. Oh my. Okay, I'll just explain it. So right here in front of this x right here, there's an invisible 1 since it doesn't have a number. So 5 divided by 1 is 5, right? So they put that right here in the bottom. Then wait, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out if I can write on this. Hold on. What does this do? Expand menu calculator. Notepad? Oh, okay. I think I can use a notepad. All right. So, like I was saying, there is no number in front of this x. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. There's no number in front of the x, so it's an invisible 1. So 5 divided by 1 is 5, right? And then how many x's did I have here? I had 2, and here I have 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So that means that I have 1x, and they wrote it up here. Then after that, now that you have that, you multiply. So 5x times x is 5x squared. They wrote it down here. And then 5x times 3 is 15x. So they wrote it down here. Then you subtract them. 5x squared minus 5x squared is 0. 9 minus 15 is negative 6. So they wrote it down here. Bring down your negative 2. And then you do the same process again. Negative 6 divided by 1 is negative 6. They wrote it up here. I have 1x here and 1x here. 1 minus 1 is 0. That's why the negative 6 on top right here doesn't have an x. And then what else? What else did they do? Sorry. Yeah. So now they multiplied it. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x right here. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18 down here. And then they subtracted it. So this is where they want you to finish it. So negative 6x minus negative 6x is 0. Negative 2 minus, I'm going to write it right here, negative 2 minus negative 18. Put that in the calculator. That's 2 negatives. Negative 2 minus negative 18. You should have gotten 16. Right? So then the way to write this is 5x minus 6, which they already wrote for you. And then you have a remainder here of 16. So to write a remainder, you do plus 16. And I'm going to actually, I don't think I can do a fraction here. Yeah, they're not going to let me do fraction. So, but this is as a fraction, right? So plus 16 over whatever you had on the outside, which was x plus 3. And that's the proper way of writing it, okay? So then right here, this would be my answer right here. That's the proper way of writing it. All right, moving on. Which statement about this is true? So remember, the word zeros means, let me take out the notepad again. Zeros means...
-2 to -18 equals 16. 5x
why is it
plus
reading it to
16
me? Okay, I don't know why it was reading it to me. I don't know if you guys heard that on your end, but it started reading it out to me. Okay, zeros means where it crosses the x-axis. So let's go ahead and graph it. We're going to graph x squared. Hopefully you guys are taking notes on this because you will be allowed to use the paper on the test. Okay. Then you zoom out a little bit, adjust it, click the 2 points where it's crossing, 3 and 10, which is the only one that has positive 3 and positive 10, B. And then the reason why it says parentheses x minus 10, close parentheses, and then parentheses x minus 3 is because whenever they put those zeros inside of the parentheses, it becomes the opposite. So the opposite of positive 10 is minus 10, like how you see there. And the opposite of plus 3 is minus 3. All right. So for this one, I don't think the question is right. It says which function is equivalent. I think what they meant to say here is which is a factor of this function. So anytime you see factor, that means that it has to cross, the line has to cross the x-axis and the graph at the same time. So let me show you what that looks like. 63x squared, you're going to type it in first, minus 53x plus 10. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, now you're going to type in your answer choices. So 9x plus 5. Does that line touch the x-axis and that red graph at the same time? No, it only touches the x-axis, but it touches it right here. I want to see which line touches here and here. Okay, so that one's not it. Now let's try B. 9x plus 2. Same thing here. It's touching the x-axis over here, but I want it to touch here and here. Okay, so that one's not it. Again, I want it to touch here and here. Or not both, but one or the other. And then 9x minus 5. And it looks like I found my answer because it does touch it at this point, right? So that's my answer. My answer is C. All right, moving on. Now for this one, anytime you see equivalent, type it in decimals and see which two graphs match. So equivalent means the same, right? So we're going to type in the equation that they give us in the question. And then on the second line, I'm going to type in my answer choices. So I want to see which one is going to match this graph. So which one is overlapping. And you're going to see if they're the same. The color of this graph is going to change to a different color. So let's see. Let's try A. X minus 9 and then x plus 9. Did it change color? Yes, it did because they're overlapping. Look, if I click and unclick right here, it's changing color. That means that they're the same. So that's my answer. Now let me show you what it would look like if it wasn't your answer. So we already know the answer is A, but let's try B. You see how it's not the same? It's like way over here. That's not the answer. So the answer was A for this one. All right, match the expression to its missing step. So I'm going to take out my notepad here because I can't write on this, so I'm just going to be using the notepad. So finish completing the square. They added 50 on both sides, so that's good because you're always supposed to move the constant. So move the number that doesn't have a variable next to it. So they did that. Now they have to do the negative b over 2 squared. Okay, that's the formula. So your b here is negative 6. So we're going to do, let me check something real quick. Sorry guys, I need to check something real quick. Okay, I don't know why I put negative b. It's not a negative b, it's a positive b. So b here is negative 6, so it's negative 6 over 2, like this. Okay, so negative 6 over 2 is negative 3, and then negative 3 squared is positive 9. So you're going to add 9 to both sides. Which one has a 9? This one, right? So this one should go up here. All right. Next one, finish separating the roots. So let me erase this. So they took the square on both sides, right? Because to get rid of a square, you take the square root. So they took the square root on both sides. So that's going to be 5 plus, I don't think I can put a radical on here. Can I? No, I can't. So 5 plus radical 64. Just know this is a radical 64, okay? And then you have 5 minus radical 64. I can't put the radical, just know it's there. Let's see which one has that. Finish separating the square roots. Oh, okay. They want us to actually find the decimal, so it doesn't stop there. So 5 plus radical 64, I'm going to put it in decimals. Let me take out my decimals real quick. Here. Nope, that's not the right one. Let's just put decimals. Okay, so what was it? 5 plus radical 64, so 13, and then 5 minus radical 64, which was negative 3. So 13 and negative 3, which is this one right here. Okay, so that's how you separate that. The next one, graph the expression and the other solution. So just 12x squared plus 7x, 12x squared plus 7x minus 45, I think it was. Let me double check. Yes. So they want the solutions. Solutions means x. Look at the x-axis, okay? So negative 2.25 and 1.667. So they already had the 1.67, and the other one was this one, negative 2.25, like that. Okay? All right. Next one. The area of a large painting is 63 square feet. The height of the painting is 2 feet less than the base of the painting x. This situation can be represented by the equation. What is the height of the painting in feet? Hint. Graph the equation, find the positive x-intercept, then subtract the number of feet. The height is smaller than the base. So let's go ahead and graph that. X squared minus 2x. X squared minus 2x minus 63. So the negative 7 and 9. But they want, you can't have negative feet, right? You can only have positive. So we only look at the 9. So that means that they want us to know what the height is. We got 9 for one of them, right? But it says that the height of the painting is 2 feet less than the base. So we're going to do 9 minus 2. And what's 9 minus 2? 7. And then last one, was the quadratic formula used correctly to find the roots? So let's see. They had A, B, and C. A was 2, B was C. Sorry, B was 5, and then C, let's see if they did that right. Yes, they moved the 12, so yeah, they did that right. And then let's see if they plugged it in right. So B squared minus, oh, okay, right here. Right here. They did minus 2, and that's not the formula. The formula is, this is the formula right here. The negative B plus or minus. And I hate that I can't write on this because I can't really write the formula since it's a fraction. So it should have been negative B plus or minus radical B squared minus 4AC. And it says, know the beginning of the quadratic formula using negative B, not B. Right, and that's another mistake that they made, right? So they did a couple of mistakes here. One, the formula is B squared minus 4AC, right? Not minus 2AC. And then also they forgot the negative at the very beginning of the formula. Okay. And I work for this one, since I can't write it down on here because it's not letting me type it in. I can't type in fractions. Just look up the quadratic formula and look at your books where you wrote down the quadratic formula, and you'll see what it's talking about. All right, for this one, which function best models the data? I don't have a calculator that I can show you on my computer, so I'm not going to be able to show you this. Yeah, this calculator is not going to do it. But this one is all done on your calculator, and I'm going to write down the steps for you right here. Okay, so for this one, the first step is go to stat. Then you're going to go to edit and click enter. Then you're going to type in those values. Type in table values. Then you're going to go back to stat. And then you're going to go to where it says calc. Then you're going to go to where it says quad reg. Oops, what did I do? Type in values. You're going to go to where it says quad reg, which is number 5. Press enter. Then you're going to go down to where it says calculate. Calculate. And then you're going to plug in those numbers. So you're going to get ax squared plus bx plus c. Whatever you get for a, you're gonna plug it in. So right off the bat, we can eliminate a and d because a and d aren't even quadratic functions, right? And in the right here in the question, it says that it's a quadratic function. We know quadratic functions has an exponent of 2, so it's between b and c. And they both look the same. So then after that, they want to know what will be the estimated population in 2050. So you're going to do 2050 minus 1980. Okay? 2050 minus 1980. And that gives you 70. And now you're going to type in, so plug in 70 everywhere you see x. So you had 1.209 parentheses 70 close parentheses squared plus 13 parentheses 70 close parentheses plus 504.257. Type this in the calculator and you get your answer. It's going to either be 7,438 people or 7,338 people. So let's see what number you get, and that's your answer. All right. For this one, same thing. Anytime you see the words equivalent, you're gonna what's it called? Graph them. So let me see. Let me show you real quick. 6x squared minus 2x. Let me see if I can half my screen. That way you can see both. Here. Where is it? Here. So I have 6x squared minus 2x minus 28. And I'm trying to see which one looks like this graph. So if it's the same, this graph is going to change color, okay? So let's see, the answer choice is 3x minus 7. And then 2x plus 4. Did it change color? Yes, it did, because it's the same. And if you click and unclick it, it's changing color, right? They're overlapping. So this is the answer. And this is obviously going to be this one. I'll let you practice with the second one, but let's go ahead and move on. This one, same thing. We're not going to do this one because this is literally the same thing. All right. This one, also same thing, okay? Just type it in decimals. Let's do this one real quick. So 9x, and then 4x plus 5. And then the second one, if it's the same, it's going to change color, okay? So type in A, 36x plus 5. Did it change color? No, and you can see two different colors. So you should only be able to see one color. 36x squared plus 45x. I wasn't typing. Whoops. Okay, 37x squared plus 45x. Oh my god, did I delete the other one? I deleted the other one. Wait, I typed it in the wrong. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm tired. 9x and then 4x plus 5. Let's try this one more time. I was typing in B, so 36x squared plus 45x. Zoom in to be sure, and then click and unclick it. You see how it's changing color? That's because it's the same one. So your answer was B for this one. This one, I already told you the steps on how to put it in the calculator, so rewind the video for that. And that's it for that's it for the review. So hopefully this was helpful. Remember to take notes because you will be allowed to use your notes on the test. Good luck on the test. Make sure you take really good notes, okay? Because the answers, the questions are very similar, just with different numbers. So same steps, different numbers, okay? All right, good luck, guys. Y'all have a good weekend.